मैं घर में लास्ट वीक होता तो मैं तो थप्पड़ मारता मुंह पे उसका कि भैया उठ जा, you know. But I think जो खानजादी के साथ हो रहे बहुत innocent flirting है. 2 दिन में क्या प्यार हो जाते हैं यार. मुझे बहुत irritation होता है. I feel bad for Vicky because Vicky is a good player.
Yeah.
And Vicky and Ankita, and honestly, I feel there's only a few good players in this house. One of them being Vicky. So, you know, I really feel bad for him because he's not that kind of person outside, yeah. But you'll see, every time this boy talks now, Bigg Boss will say something. Abhishek is actually running the show at the moment. Munawar, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of Munawar come out because he's a very good player. Because he's a very good player. Content-wise, she might be there for a few more weeks, I feel, but I think it's getting a bit dry. I think people now want to see क्या Abhishek साथ और क्या होगा. मतलब, I think people are done with this topic of Isha, Abhishek-Isha-Samarth. मुझे लगता है कि हो गया अभी.
Hi Rajiv, welcome to ETimes. How are you doing?
Hi Vijay ji, how are you? Hope you're doing well.
I am doing good, thank you. And I'm reading all your tweets like a Bigg Boss lover. You're stuck to the show, keeping a close eye. Tell me.
You know what? I think this year बहुत सारे friends हैं मेरे ये साल में. इतना closely में नहीं दिखता जो because actually ये this year colors में UK में आ नहीं रहा है. It's not showing in UK, so it's becoming a but आज ये साल अभिषेक है, अंकिता, विकी, मुनावर है, चारों मेरे दोस्त हैं घर में, तो थोड़ा तो करना पड़ेगा.
And what is your take on Abhishek, Isha and Samarth trio? Everyone is finding it very scripted and like a proper film कि हीरो हीरोइन साथ में थे, अलग हो गए, फिर हीरोइन को दूसरा हीरो मिल गया.
देखो मुझे पता है कि स्क्रिप्टेड नहीं है. जो अभिषेक के साथ मेरी बहुत बात हुई थी जाने से पहले. इनफैक्ट जब उसकी शुरुआत हुई थी बिग बॉस से बात करने के लिए एंड अप टू हिज एंट्री इन द हाउस हमने बहुत बात की थी इसके बारे में. एंड आई नो फॉर फैक्ट आई थिंक एवरीबॉडी न्यू कि ईशा जा रही थी घर में, पब्लिक नॉलेज, एंड ही वाज आल्सो कंसर्न कि मैं कैसे कर पाऊंगा, कैसे डील कर पाऊंगा. बट आई थिंक जब वो स्टेज में गया था और जो हुआ था सलमान सर के साथ पहला दिन पे, आई थिंक द फ्रस्ट्रेशन इनसाइड द हाउस एक्चुअली मेड हिम वेरी frustrated inside the house. And ये घर है ना, it brings the worst out of you and the best out of you.
Yes.
So I think the first 2 weeks everyone was settling down, they didn't know what to do, and I think it was just a case of finding your feet. But obviously he was very hurt. But ये scripted नहीं है, प्यार में था वो समर्थ आए घर में. I don't think वो भी उसको पता भी नहीं था. पर हाँ, मैंने तो खुलेआम से बोला है, कुछ होता है. सलमान खान, शाहरुख खान, काजल के एंडिंग सीन तो यही है जो सलमान शाहरुख.
Yeah. I think ऐसे ही लग रहा है because Samarth and Isha have also started having differences, which we'll see obviously today. But a lot of Isha especially is getting a lot of hate because whatever has happened. Do you think that this could have been handled more maturely या फिर इनका एज ऐसा है?
नहीं देखो विजया जी, 19 साल इज नॉट अ चाइल्ड. 18 साल के मैं था जब मेरा फादर का डेथ हुआ था. और यहाँ इंडिया में अब गांव में जाओ तो 5 साल की लड़की ऐसे मतलब पकड़ती है वो टम्बलर और जाती है पानी लेने के लिए. तो ये नहीं होता कि 19 साल कोई बच्ची होती है, बहुत बड़ी एडल्ट है, उसने शो भी किया है. तो मतलब आई फील उसने सबसे बड़ी गलती क्या किया, उसने झूठ बोला है. क्या होता है, आप झूठ बोलते हो, फिर उसकी झूठ को कवर करने के लिए वापस झूठ बोलना पड़ता है, फिर वापस झूठ बोलना पड़ता है. उसका ये साइकिल बन गया उसका. आप ये फंस गई. आप ये क्या होते हैं, बिग बॉस एक शो होते हैं कि आपको बना भी सकते हैं, आपको तोड़ भी सकते हैं. एंड इट्स अ वेरी two-edged sword, बिग बॉस. So it's like something that's scared of going inside. But if you play your cards right, there's no harm in it. But the problem is this, उसने इतना झूठ बोला है और फिर झूठ करने के हमको साबित. मुझे इतना गुस्सा हुआ विजय जी, उसने आधा घंटे मेरा लिया मैंने जिंदगी का मुझे साबित करने के लिए कि समर्थ उसका बॉयफ्रेंड नहीं है. फिर बोलती है कि है,
डिसाइड कर लो.
So I think that has really damaged her image, in my opinion. That whole aspect of what happened ना, instead of just saying the truth and आप open रहो, उसने गलती कर दी.
And I feel everything was going fine and in her favor till the time Samarth entered. वहां पर उन्होंने जो झूठ बोला and she went on for the entire episode till the time Munawar, Vicky, the way Vicky handled her and he kept saying बच्चा बोल दे, सबके साथ होता है. अंकिता, मैंने भी किया ऐसा, it's okay, मेरे साथ भी हुआ है. Hats off to them that they did not leave her side. They were stuck and they were trying to convince her.
I think the reason for that is because They know what is going. See, when I was in the house, I knew what was going on outside. It's very, your soul can tell you कि ये बाहर क्या हो रहा है. जब TFP गिर गई थी, मुझे पता था कि TFP, because I understood the game too well, because I was in behind the camera all the time of my life. So I think Ankita, Vicky, Munawar knew that this will explode outside, and this will be very bad on her image. So it's best tell the truth, because वो झूठ बोलेगी तो सलमान उसको पकड़ेगी विकी के बाहर पे और डांटेगी बहुत.
हाँ, Vicky mentioned
So, you know,
also, he gave a reference of
हाँ,
Rashmi का entire thing, Arhan wala.
correct. So I think, you know, the mistake she's done is lied to this extent, and I will not lie. I really do feel it spoiled her image as somebody. I mean, you cannot trust someone like that who complicity lies like that, especially when there's two guys in front of you who you're both thinking of being with. अरे भाई ये पागल मतलब दिमाग में सोच लिया कि मतलब they made up in their head they went out with you क्या? I find it very strange.
Yeah. And what do you feel कि अभी जिस तरीके से अभिषेक has, you know, somehow उन्होंने अपने आप को संभाल लिया है and he is moving forward in the game. Nobody nominated him in the first week. Everyone had problems with him, but you know, to his surprise or to viewers' surprise, nobody nominated him. And he, after this entire Samarth and Isha episode, I think everyone in the house has a soft corner for Abhishek, and everybody has started to understand him well.
See, you know, Vijayma, when I was in the initially starts of Bigg Boss, I think I was the only one coming out in support of Abhishek. And it was like, why are you coming out in support of him? I said, आप लोग जानते नहीं हो उसको. I said, मैं एक दोस्त हूँ कि शायद पूरा दुनिया आपके खिलाफ हो, मैं आपके साथ रहूँगा. Because I know you as a person. I cannot just follow the crowd. And I remember I put tweets of Abhishek, मुझे गाली पड़ रही थी, क्यों support कर रहे हो, ये कर रहे हो, वो कर रहे हो. Even till last week before this whole thing happened, I was the only one putting pictures that भैया मेरा दोस्त है, ऐसा नहीं है, because I know him as a person.
Yeah.
And I think the world, I think India especially, and the house has seen कि वो पहली बात तो genuine था ये लव उसकी तरफ. दूसरी बात वो he was frustrated. Now they saw समर्थ इतना गुस्सा हो गया, इतना पागल हो गया, because the same way Abhishek was doing it, because आप सामने झूठ, कोई लड़की आपको झूठ करने के लिए साबित करते हैं तो obviously you get pissed off, and that's what happened with Samarth. The same reaction Abhishek had, the same reaction Samarth had कि भैया मैं तेरे सामने खड़ा हूँ, तू कैसे डिनाई कर सकती है? So then the house understood. अच्छा, ये गलत नहीं, ये गलत है. तो that's when the whole narrative changed. अब तो खानजादी आ गई, अब तो
और खानजादी भी है, and there is the other person also. तो एक love triangle चालू है.
देखो, मैं तो ये बोलता हूँ कि मतलब खानजादी ने शायद देखा कि अब तो मतलब अकेले हैं, अब तो पॉपुलर हो गए, चलो. और अभिषेक, पता है कि अभिषेक is too funny as a person, he's very sweet. मैं होता घर में ये भी करता, अब वो पूरा तरीके से इसी को सताएगा कि तूने मुझे सताया ना, अब तू देख तेरे साथ करता हूँ. तो अब मजा आएगा देखने के अभिषेक को. सी इट्स वेरी हार्मलेस फ्लर्टिंग, बट ईशा ने बहुत उसको सताया है शो में. तो ये हार्मलेस फ्लर्टिंग में उसको ईशा की आंखें हाँ जाती है. तो इट्स वेरी फन टू वॉच.
But lot of people are also judging कि ये पहले अभिषेक तो क्वेश्चन कर रहा था ईशा को कि how can you move on in 2 months, 3 months, and now ये तो खुद ही 2 दिन में move on हो गया. But you know, lot of people are understanding that he is just flirting. उसने कोई commit नहीं कर दिया. Obviously बात है कि वो अपने आप को distract करने के लिए ऐसे pressure cooker situation में he'll do something, you know, to distract. जो विकी उसको बार-बार guide कर रहा है, that you stop giving importance to Isha.
मैं तो शुरू से बोला है, मैं घर में लास्ट वीक होता तो मैं तो थप्पड़ मारता मुंह पे उसका कि भैया उठ जा, you know. But I think जो खानजादी के साथ हो रहे बहुत innocent flirting है. 2 दिन में क्या प्यार हो जाते हैं यार. मुझे पता है कि अलग सीजन में हुआ था, पर ये में इस सीजन में नहीं है. But I'm saying, you know, 2 दिन में ऐसे नहीं होता है. दूसरी बात, Abhishek knows exactly what he's doing, and I think, you know, it's just a distraction. See, he's a very respectful person in that sense. अभी ईशा का प्रेजेंट बॉयफ्रेंड आया है तो he also knows मुझे स्टेप बैक लेना है. तो उसने कर दिया है, and that's what he's doing. And if people think it's a game, जो भी है उसकी मर्जी, बट जब उसके साथ था लोग बोल रहे झूठ था. अब पीछे हट गया तो वो भी एक्टिंग था. अब खानजादी के साथ है वो भी एक्टिंग. You cannot please the public. Sometimes these shows you cannot please.
You can't keep everyone happy.
You can't.
But you tell me, you know, ये सब तो, you know, jokes apart, एक अभिषेक का वो भी साइड है which you know even I don't appreciate the aggressive side. I think he needs to calm down a little because ये आगे जाके उनके लिए प्रॉब्लम होगा, especially the entire nation is watching him, the entire industry is watching him. He has a long way to go career wise, so he should calm down a little.
No, I agree. I agree. See, I also agree that no aggression should be needed in the show. I think things should be done by words, not by aggression. I think every season, I think since 13, this narrative of aggression has been allowed by the makers, by Bigg Boss itself. And I think if Bigg Boss is shut down in 13, that aggression side, that no aggressiveness, because even when it touches aggression. So, I mean, it started from 13 before the itna nahi tha, 12-11 itna nahi tha. It started, and that narrative from 13, 14, 15, even in my season, बहुत aggression था.
Yeah,
I think
a lot. Task में तो बाप रे.
मुझे कितना bruises अभी तक है मेरे body पे. So you know, मुझे तो ball कितने फेंकते कितने. People just throwing me like a ball everywhere. But you know, I feel like, you know, that's the narrative that was set. Now, if the makers don't take strict action, then obviously it's gonna be allowed. अच्छा, डांटेंगे, वीकेंड के बाद में डांटेंगे हमको, निकालेंगे थोड़ी हमको. You understand? This is the narrative people have in the show also. So I mean, I hope, I know he won't hit anybody. That's much I can assure you. I think अभी वो और भी ठंडा हो जाएगा. और this side you're seeing to Abhishek now, this funny, this charismatic side is the side that we know. तो अभी वो खेल रहा है. And वो अभी मजा आ रहा है उसको देखने के लिए. And I think the public are liking his humor, his flirtatious side अभी, इसका मस्ती. अब वो ज्यादा बात आएगा. And that's the side we want everyone to see.
Coming back to Bigg Boss, you know, I feel personally that Vicky is playing a very good game. Manipulation है, जो भी है, that is, he's in open. वो ऐसा नहीं है कि he's you know doing कि camera is not watching.
Correct.
He knows that the camera is watching me and
Correct,
मेरा
correct.
good है, bad है, ugly है, जो भी है, it is on camera. But ये बार-बार का intervention and you know trying to expose him, trying to plant seed in everyone's mind कि that ये कितना you know शातिर आदमी है, कितना nasty है, जबकि no, he has given his shoulder to everyone whenever someone has needed. Even Sana Rais Khan, जब she was lost in the game, he was the person who was making her understand that you have to do something. इस बार क्या बिग बॉस को ऐसा लग रहा है कि कोई मेरे से ज्यादा कंट्रोल कर रहा है गेम को?
नहीं, आप शायद मैंने रील देखा है. मेरा रील बहुत वायरल गया है इसके ऊपर.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
My reel is gone very viral. I think the second day I put a reel out जो अभी I think 1-2 मिलियन का व्यूज आया. मतलब मुझे लगता है बिग बॉस इतना बोलते हैं ये सीजन, मुझे इतना गुस्सा आते हैं ना, इरिटेशन हो गया मुझे अभी. मैंने मेरे खुले से बोला है because see I was scared of saying the truth. बिग बॉस की वैल्यू जो थी पहले सीजन में, एंड दिस स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम लास्ट सीजन. बिग बॉस शुरू कर दिया उसने. हमारा सीजन में हम तरसते थे कि बिग बॉस कुछ बोले, और जब बोलते हमारी फट जाती थी कि बिग बॉस है क्या बोला. अब आधा एपिसोड तो अब बिग बॉस ही रहते हैं बोलने में, और इतना बोलते कि मतलब आप चाहते हैं कि आपने बुलाया घर में, आपको हम चाहते कि we want to see their characters, right? Yeah. In every conversation you're interfering, in everything you're interfering and making your comment. Whether it's nominations, whether it's Vicky, whether it's Abhishek, what do you whispering in a guys? ये तो क्या कुछ के बात कर रहे हैं? अबे भाई क्या है आपको यार? मतलब मुझे समझ नहीं आता कि मतलब शांत हो जाओ, let them play, because what's happening now, the players are getting scared of doing things naturally because they think Bigg Boss will tell them off, or Salman Khan will tell them off. You cannot. Okay, TRPs may be a bit down this year, 1.4. I think so people are a bit worried about how to get the TRPs up, but to orchestrate a show in the narrative that you want is also wrong. You have to let the show do its job, because that's the only way natural content will come. If you're going to orchestrate and then manipulate people in this room, they stupid room, therapy room, healing tempted. You know, if they have the again, Vidya ji, Bigg Boss में इतना changes आया है from 15 to now 16 भी. चलो ये rooms बना दिया उसने ये, you know, internationally this works a bit, but not in India, because one big room, one big house, there should be no place to speak privately. हमारे घर में एक घर था, like अभी लगता है कि वो सेट इतना बड़ा सेट है, पहले बात तो मेरा इतना ब्राइट है कि मेरा आंख में दर्द होता है, और दूसरी बार है ना कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा क्या हो. So I think, you know, it is Bigg Boss needs to, like, the value of Bigg Boss's voice is going, I feel. लोग रिस्पेक्ट नहीं कर रहे उसको, और लोग उसको दोस्त से मानते हैं, एंड इन एवरी एपिसोड बहुत बोलते हैं. मुझे बहुत इरिटेशन होता है. आई फील बैड फॉर विकी, बिकॉज़ विकी इज अ गुड प्लेयर.
Yeah.
And Vicky and Ankita, and honestly, I feel there's only a few good players in this house. One of them being Vicky. So I really feel bad for him because he's not that kind of person outside. Yeah, but you'll see every time this boy talks now, Big Boss will say something every time.
एंड जितना उनको शातिर दिखा रहे वो तो उतना है भी नहीं. He's not even doing
है नहीं
that.
इतना, नहीं है,
But
नहीं है.
whenever he talks, whenever he tries to suggest something, he's been portrayed in a way that he's such a nasty and villainous person. But वैसा
No,
है
he's
नहीं.
not. He's not.
He's
नहीं है,
not.
नहीं है.
He's just playing his game. And अगर वो
Correct.
manipulate भी कर रहे और लोग manipulate हो रहे, then that is his skill. That he's easily
That's it.
doing it. And you shouldn't interfere in that. क्योंकि वही तो मजा है कि लोग कैसे react करेंगे.
The whole point of Big Boss is see people's reactions और लोग कैसे strategy बनाते हैं, कैसे लोग को manipulate करते हैं, कैसे लोग को आगे तक लेके जाते हैं. I mean आपको शायद याद है जब मेरा सीजन में एक टास्क था हमारा राज का और राज को मैंने विशाल कोटियान का नाम मैं ऐसे ही किया था. तू तेज ने मुझे कन्विंस कर दिया कि और बाद में वो हंस रही थी कि तूने मेरे I made you flip because they manipulated my mind at that time.
Yeah.
And it was funny thinking of it because I was like नहीं मैं नाम नहीं दूंगा and they were like पूरा देश देख रहा है भाई क्या कर रहे हैं पूरा देश देख रहे हैं तुम मत कर ऐसे और मैं डर के तो ये क्या हो गया. तो मतलब that manipulation you have ना in a game like that is so fun to watch to see if they succeed. And आप बीच में आ जाते हो आप बीच में करते हो तो मतलब क्या
जैसे कल का टास्क भी जो हुआ एवरीवन न्यू दैट मनारा ने खुद एक पॉइंट पे एक्सेप्ट कर लिया था लेकिन मुझे तो एंड व्हेन शी सॉ दैट एवरीथिंग इज गोइंग इन माय फेवर शी इज फ्लिप्ड एंड कहीं ना कहीं आउटकम व्हाट वी सॉ वी फेल्ट दैट बिग बॉस वांटेड मनारा टू विन इसीलिए टास्क खत्म हो गया वहीं पे सब कुछ ही एंडेड एवरीथिंग. व्हाट यू हैव टू से ये जो पहले से ही इफ यू आर अनाउंसिंग दैट दिस सीजन विल बी बायस्ड बट अगेन देन यू आर इफ you're going out and showing your biasness towards few contestants जिनको आप बार-बार अंदर बुला रहे हो confession room में and वो person चलो मुनावर का तो हमें समझ में आ रहा है he's doing something in the game but what about Manara apart from crying and talking nasty about people what is she doing in the game?
See, but she is I'm not really following. Manara is a good player though. I will say she's a good player. But I also feel that this biasness towards certain individuals is wrong. I think see what happens it puts people down. Like आप बुला रहे हो घर में सबको and then you're favoritism or giving favor or biasness to some individuals, which is actually wrong as a I wouldn't I mean if that's the case in my season that was that I would have lost my head because it's not right. You cannot do that. And secondly ma'am I think Manara is a good player in my opinion. She's not bad but she is a good player. खिलाड़ी अच्छी है खिलाड़ी क्या housemate अच्छी है but I think she needs to also focus on just portraying herself in a better character light because I feel she could do much better. You're right, she just fights for certain things unnecessarily, but I'll be honest with you, I do think she's strong.
No, but I feel the amount of things that she speaks behind everyone, अगर वो मुंह पर बोलना शुरू कर दे, like she was caught lying in the weekend का वार when Krishna
correct. हाँ, correct.
बारे में क्या बोला? She switched the entire narrative जबकि she had compared with herself with Ankita. She keeps talking nasty about Ankita.
There's no comparison there.
Sitting, with Sana. So she linked up Sana with, Vicky. And जब उनके character के ऊपर बात आई, she started crying and howling.
Correct. I tell you one thing. One thing I understand what you're saying with that, and I totally agree to that point. She has to come out more and obviously speak. That should be her thing. मैं तो मुंह में बोलूँ. Obviously हम सब नहीं करते. But one thing I want to say कि अंकिता के फेवर में कि जो विकी और अंकिता के बीच में हो रहे हैं, ये जो लड़ाई हो रही है, पति पत्नी की लड़ाई, सब मैरिड कपल को पता है क्या
होता है. It's okay.
हाँ, ये लोग बोलते कि भैया ये हर घर में होते हैं यार. ये तो कैमरे में होते घर में ये.
कहीं पत्नी ओवर पावर करती है कहीं पति ओवर पावर करता है. नील एंड
सब लोग चुप बैठे थे सब कल चुप बैठे थे कि करवा चौथ थे. इसके अलावा सब लोग लड़ाई करते मतलब यही है. और दूसरी बात I want to say कि जो अंकिता विकी को this one thing I liked. This is how the show works. One thing Ankita said to Vicky was इसको से दूर रहे, इसको तू ये इधर यूज कर रहे, तू तुझे पता चल जाएगा. फिर सारा जो फ्लिप हुई ना तो ये तो बोलती है तुझे क्या बोला मैंने तुझे आप है ना विकी समझ गया कि नॉट एवरीवन इज योर फ्रेंड. अब इसका और भी मीनिंग है पत्नी इज ऑलवेज राइट. in that situation because she's actually
Said
and she
so,
Ankita was very
yeah,
calm. Ankita was like,
yeah.
भैया जो तुम सोचते हो वो नहीं है तू मतलब सुन, and he was not prepared at that time. चलो understandably he was making his own connections. But जो हुआ अंकिता बोलती है
And
मैंने
now
तुझे
he'll
क्या
give
बोला.
his entire time to Ankita. He'll understand कि मैं जो
Now he'll
दूसरे
understand,
जगह
correct.
रिश्ते एक रिश्ता स्ट्रॉन्ग रिश्ता छोड़कर मैं जो दूसरे जगह
हाँ
रिश्ते बना रहा था I was wrong. And now he will
correct
stick
correct
to
correct.
Ankita and he'll listen to Ankita.
हाँ
And it is good that ये second week में हो गया.
हाँ जी आगे जाके बहुत अच्छा होगा.
आगे जाके बहुत अच्छा होगा.
I think it's very good, very good.
Anything else you want to add about the season because you are also watching it closely that
I
I
think
have missed.
I think the general thing I want to say is that look, as a friend of Abhishek and of Ankita, Vicky, and of Munawar for that instance, I think they're playing a wonderful game. My top five is obviously going to be these four, and honestly, I think if you ask me truly, I do think the Manara will be in the top five. I don't know. I have a feeling that these five,
She
जैसे भी
will,
कर
she
रहे हैं,
will. जिस तरीके से
the-
she is getting all the
because yeah,
work, she will be.
Abhishek is actually running the show at the moment. I think with his content, वो बहुत run कर रहा है
Abhishek
show
is
को.
running the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Abhishek,
totally agree.
I would not put Isha, but Abhishek, Ankita and Vicky for sure because they're doing a great job. Munawar, I want to see more of him. I want to see more of Munawar come out because he's a very good player.
Yeah.
And I think Munawar will be there. But I wish them all the best. I'm telling you, you know what? I'm so happy that they're in the show, they're doing well. And as a friend, the only thing I can do as my support to them is be supportive of them because I'm the kind of person that again I'm saying बुरे वक्त में दोस्त नहीं होता तो क्या दोस्त है. So I feel it's best to be there in their bad and I love them a lot and I wish them all the best. And I know this season, I know it's started off slowly with TRPs, but I'm sure pick up.
And what do you think about Isha? Damage तो हो गया है. What do you think?
I don't honestly. Content-wise, she might be there for a few more weeks, I feel, but I think it's getting a bit dry. I think people now want to see क्या अभिषेक के साथ और क्या होगा. मतलब I think people are done with this topic of Isha Abhishek-Isha-Samarth. मुझे लगता है कि हो गया अभी. I think आगे जाते हैं वो देखते हैं कि खानजादी के साथ क्या हो रहा है, उसके साथ क्या हो रहा है, उसके साथ क्या हो रहा है. अभिषेक का एक नया साइड आ रहा है. So I think they want to see now Abhishek. Now the task should हो गया. So I think they're seeing the task. So I think that whole thing will now die down a little bit. And if she continues the way she's continuing, it's going to be tough for her.
And can Ankita and Vicky trust her because she has started going against them also?
Once a liar, always a liar. And if you lie to my face and then continue to lie, it's not just about Samarth or Abhishek. इतना झूठ बोलने के लिए तुम I'm the kind of person I don't know about anybody, but individually I'm like this. I cannot trust people after a while if they lie that much. तो मेरे साथ नहीं. I don't think she can trust them.
Yeah. And Rajiv, you tell me what's happening in your life, work-wise.
All going very well. All going very well. I'm shooting something here in London, and then I come back to India in January because I went away from India for in London for 3 years. Because of Bigg Boss and cutting all the shows I was doing, so I came back in September. Now I'm shooting this thing here, which will end in December. I have a few live shows which I have to do. Then in January, I'm back to India for the next 3-4 months, and then I've got some stuff happening there. So it's going well. But obviously, I got some show offers in between for India, which I had to refuse, unfortunately, because I was shooting here. But I'm the kind of person, Vijay ji, एक साल सब shows क्यों करना है? मतलब लोग बोर हो जाते हैं, राजीव वापस आए.
थोड़ा दिखना चाहिए, ब्रेक में दिखना चाहिए.
तरस आना चाहिए लोगों को कि राजीव को हमें देखना चाहिए. Because I also feel 1 or 2 years if you do everything on TV now, then it gets very boring for people to watch also. So I don't want people to get bored of it so quickly. So next year is when I'm coming back to TV.
And how excited are you to see Karan Kundra in a new
I'm very excited. You know what? I think when he told me to Temptation Island, I said, "भाई मुझे मत बुलाओ शो पे." I said, "मैं आ जाऊंगा, लोग मुझे बुलाएंगे, देखेंगे तो लोग मेरे पीछे भटकने वाले." So I said, "I think it's a very good show. I think it's a funny show. I think it's a great show. I want to see how India takes this show because it will be very interesting to see how they perceive it. But as a host, I think he's fabulous. He's a brother of mine. I love him very much, and I wish him all the best. I think he'll do absolutely great."
And people are waiting to see you guys dancing together. Salman Khan.
Well, I was so happy Salman mentioned it on the, see, at least we left a good impression for dancing.
Yeah. Agree. You left an impression and he remembers you. So,
imagine
he remembers you for good things. That's the best part.
हमारा चीज़ें इतना ही बुरा नहीं था.
Thank you, Rajiv, for taking out time and talking to us.
My pleasure.
All the best and looking forward to meeting you in India once you're back.
Done. Thank you, Vijay. Take care.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
Bye.